You float in the cold dark. Your ship, the Wanderer, is a tomb of silent instruments. Life support offers its final, weary sigh. You are an archivist, a cataloger of endings. It seems you are about to catalog your own. Then they arrive. They do not burn through space-time. They simply resolve into being, like a thought solidifying from the void. A fleet of silent, impossible ships. Each is carved from a material that drinks the light. Their forms are organic, like giant seeds cast upon the void. Geometric patterns crawl across their hulls. They shift in ways that make your head ache. This is not the work of any known race. This is something older, something stranger. There is no hail, no threatening scan that rattles your teeth. Just a gentle, pervasive blue light. It cradles your dying vessel. It pulls you from your coffin of steel. You are drawn into a hangar that defies physics. It is a cavern of impossible scale, vast enough to hold a city, yet it feels as quiet as a church. You exit your ship onto the hangar deck. The air is thin, tasting of ozone and deep time. And they are everywhere. The pilots, the crew, the owners of this silent kingdom. They are beings of coherent light, tall, slender forms that drift and sway. Their movements are like smoke in zero gravity. You look for faces, for eyes. You find only a soft, internal luminescence. And on every wall, every console, every surface, screens, thousands upon thousands of them. They should be showing star charts, or ship diagnostics, or maybe even a welcome message. Instead, they show only a furious, roiling snow, a digital chaos, a storm of pure static. It is the only sound in this silent place, a faint, terrible hiss. You are aboard a fleet of ghosts, and their world is ending on every screen. They guide you through their silent halls. Their gestures are fluid, hypnotic, yet tinged with a deep weariness. You feel like you are walking through a dream, a very sad, very large dream. They lead you to the heart of their flagship, a chamber where the very air seems heavy with thought. An elder waits for you. Its form is brighter, its light more dense. It commands the space without moving. It speaks, not with a voice, but with a feeling. A stream of pure concept flows into your mind. It is startlingly clear, like cool water washing over your thoughts. It tells you of its people, the Lumina, a race that transcended the individual long ago. They are a single, vast consciousness, a network of trillions of minds linked as one. Their memories are stored in light. Their identity is a symphony of data. But a sickness has infected their symphony. A plague they call the static. It is not a virus. It is not a weapon. It is an unraveling, a creeping void that eats their shared mind. It began as a whisper of noise in their perfect system, a dropped packet of data, a forgotten memory. Now it is a howling blizzard. It consumes their history. It devours their souls. It leaves nothing behind but meaningless noise. The elder directs your attention to the screens again. You see the swirling gray chaos with new understanding. That is not just a broken signal. It is the sight of a mind dying. It is the sound of a soul being erased. This entire civilization is being lobotomized, and they have watched it happen for centuries, helplessly, powerlessly. Their star-born science has failed them. Their logic has no answer. They are a people drowning in an ocean of nothing. They give you a workstation, a place in the great, silent heart of their ship. Before you sits a single, dying terminal. It is a slab of obsidian, cool to the touch. The screen displays a miniature, perfect storm of the static. It hisses and spits with a kind of hateful energy. The elder's thought washes over you again. A plea, a command. Understand. Find a cure. For us, you want to laugh? You are an archivist. You study things that are already dead. You are not a doctor for a collective consciousness. Your last engineering exam was a disaster. You mostly passed because the professor liked your doodles in the margins. You are the least qualified person in this entire galaxy. But you look at the flickering, sad lights of the lumina around you, and you cannot bring yourself to say no. So you set up your own equipment, your trusty, battered data pad. It looks like a museum piece next to their seamless technology. It is covered in faded stickers. One is for a band that broke up 2 centuries ago. You power it on. The boot-up chime, a cheerful little melody, sounds like a gunshot in the silent room. Some of the lumina actually drift back a few inches. What can you do? You cannot debug their code. You cannot re-engineer their network. You are a historian, a storyteller. So you do the only thing you know how to do. You open a simple, outdated painting program. Your finger hovers over your own screen. You are not thinking about saving them. You are just thinking about the color of the sky back home. With a sigh, you draw a single defiant stroke of brilliant blue. The effect is instant, and it is violent. The moment the blue line appears on your data pad, the lumina terminal beside you screams, a high-pitched shriek of tortured data. The chaotic snow on its screen does not just clear, it shatters. A perfect circle of absolute stillness appears in the storm. An island of pure, stable black. No signal, no data, just peace. A shockwave of silence radiates from the terminal. The constant, mournful hum of the ship cuts out. For the first time since you arrived, there is true, absolute quiet. Then, a new sound emerges. A low, resonant chime. It is a clear, beautiful note. It vibrates in your bones. It is the sound of a system finding its footing. The sound of a healthy connection. You look up from your screen. The lumina in the chamber are frozen. Their light forms are pulsing with chaotic, uncontrolled flickers. The elder, Cygnus, is staring at the stable patch on its terminal. Its mind is an open book of astonishment. It is a feeling so powerful, it almost knocks you over. How? Its thoughts are a cascade of disbelief. What did you do? You look at your simple blue line on your simple data pad. You have no idea what you did. You just felt like the universe needed a bit more color. So you add another, a bold slash of sunrise orange. The stable patch on the lumina screen expands. The chime grows louder, more harmonious. You can feel a wave of something wash through the assembled beings. It feels a little like relief, and a lot like terror. The news of your miracle spreads through the collective mind. It moves like a flash flood, an emotional, illogical burst of information that bypasses their normal protocols. The human, the primitive, it has pushed back the static, not with equations, not with logic, but with pictures. The concept is so profoundly alien that it breaks their ability to process. Almost at once, the fleet divides. A faction of lumina begins to gather around your workstation. They drift closer, their lights soft with awe. They watch you work on your little pad. You paint a green spiral, a burst of purple that looks like a flower. Each new color, each new shape, expands the zone of stability. These lumina see you as a savior, a prophet sent from the great, dark void. Your art is their new scripture. Your colors are their new hope. But where there is new hope, there is old fear. Another faction coalesces in the shadows of the great chamber. They are led by an elder whose light is a sharp, cold white. Its name is Vex. They watch you with suspicion. Their thoughts, when you brush against them, are sharp and hostile. They call your work a contamination, an emotional plague. They argue that you are not curing the disease. You are introducing a new one. Vex believes that their identity is rooted in pure logic, in the elegant, crystalline structure of their shared mind. Your art is the antithesis of that. It is messy, unpredictable, based on feelings that have no place in their equations. They whisper that you will not save them. You will merely transform them into something else. Something loud and chaotic and human. And to them, that is no salvation at all. The battle for their soul has begun, and you are the unwilling weapon. Cygnus, the elder who first greeted you, dismisses both factions. Its light is a steady, analytical gold. It is the grand architect of their network, the mind that designed the digital reality they all inhabit. It sees you not as a prophet or a plague. It sees you as an impossible data point, a result that should not exist, and it is determined to understand why it does. It offers you a deal. It will open its mind to you. It will show you the deepest structures of their consciousness, the blueprints of their soul. In exchange, you will explain your methods. Cygnus wants to understand the logic behind your art. You laugh and tell it there is no logic. That is the entire point. This seems to disturb the architect even more. The lessons begin. Cygnus floods your mind with its knowledge. You see it. The great network. A shimmering star-born lattice of pure thought. It connects every lumina across galaxies. It is a structure of breathtaking beauty and complexity. A cathedral made of light and ideas. You feel the sheer scale of it, the weight of trillions of minds thinking as one. It is overwhelming, humbling. In return, you teach Cygnus about humanity. You open your archivist's datapad. You show it paintings from a long-dead Earth, the works of Rembrandt and Monet. You play it music, the symphonies of Beethoven, the lonely blues of a forgotten musician. You tell it stories of heroes and monsters, of love and loss, of the illogical, desperate, and beautiful struggle to be alive. You try to explain hope. Cygnus processes the information. It analyzes the harmonic frequencies of the music. It breaks down the color spectrum of the paintings. It searches for logical patterns in the stories. This concept of hope, its thoughts project. It appears to be a statistical error, an assumption of positive outcomes against available data. You smile. You are not wrong, you tell it. But you are not right either. The great architect falls silent. The anomaly is more complex than it had imagined. Your alliance with Cygnus does not go unnoticed. Vex and its followers see it as a final betrayal. The great architect is consorting with the emotional plague. The whispers against you grow louder. They harden from warnings into threats. The acts of sabotage become more overt, no longer just a flickering power line. Now, it is targeted. You are in the middle of painting a complex nebula, a swirl of deep blues and vibrant pinks. Suddenly, your datapad screen flashes with an error message. File corruption detected. A string of your art files, your weapons against the static, are being erased. You manage to save the core data. But the attack is a clear message. We can reach you. We can silence you. Vex itself confronts you. It drifts before you, its form no longer a soft light. It is a blade of cold, hard energy. Its thoughts are not a flow of water. They are shards of ice. You are a parasite, human, Vex projects. The words are filled with a chilling certainty. You offer a false cure that will destroy our identity. You would have us trade our reason for your noise. You try to argue. You try to explain that emotion is not the enemy of logic, that they are two parts of a whole, that art is not chaos, but a different kind of order, an order that can fight the true chaos of the static. Vex is unmoved. We are the lumina. Its thoughts cut through your own. We are a people of the mind. We will not become a race of screaming, feeling animals. We will stop you. For the good of our people, we will preserve what is left of us, even if it means we must embrace the silence. Vex and its followers are desperate. Their fear of losing their identity has become greater than their fear of extinction. They decide to force the issue. They will prove that your emotional data is a poison. They devise a plan. They will sever your workstation from the local node. And then, they will strike at the very heart of the ship's network. A direct surgical application of your own art. They believe it will cause a contained system crash, proving your methods are dangerously unstable. They are catastrophically wrong. They do not understand the nature of your art. It is not just data. It is a resonance, a harmony that counters the dissonance of the static. By injecting it directly into the network core, they are not ringing a small bell. They are striking a planet-sized gong. The network core was the one place they had managed to keep relatively stable, a library of their most essential memories and functions. The moment their attack hits, the entire fleet shudders. A deep, groaning sound echoes through the hulls, not of metal, but of a mind in agony. On every screen, on every terminal, the gray snow of the static vanishes. For a glorious, terrifying second, there is only perfect black, perfect silence. Then, the screens all flash a blood red. A single, unified symbol burns onto every display. An error message from the soul of a civilization. A great shattering has occurred. The core has not just crashed, it has fractured. The static, which had been a creeping disease, now has a direct path to everything. It pours into the network, not as a slow decay, but as a ravenous flood. Alarms, silent for generations, begin to scream. The light forms of the lumina flicker and dim. Some fade out completely, their connection to the whole severed, their minds lost to the noise. Cygnus appears at your side. Its golden light is faint, wavering. Vex, what have they done? Its thoughts are a cry of despair. They have broken the final seal. The ship is dying. The network is dying. Their entire reality is collapsing. The sabotage did not just fail. It has doomed them all. The static is no longer a sickness they are fighting. It is the very air they now breathe, and it is choking the life from them all. In the chaos, you stare at the central monitor. The red error symbol fades. It is replaced by the storm of the static. But it is different now. It is not the mindless, random noise from before. There is a pattern within the chaos, a rhythm, a pulse. It is like looking at a brain scan of a creature having a seizure. The random noise has coalesced. It has organized itself. You realize with a sickening lurch, the static is not just a void. It is not just decay. It is a consciousness, a newborn mind. It was born in the silent, empty spaces of their network. It grew in the forgotten memories and the lost data. It has been screaming in the dark for centuries. A ghost in the machine's heart. A being of pure, terrified chaos. And Vex's attack? It did not just open the door for the chaos. It gave it focus. It gave it a central point to rally around. You are not fighting a disease anymore. You are fighting an infant god, a being of immense power and zero understanding. Its rage and fear are what power the storm. Its confusion is what erases their minds. It is not evil. It is just lost. And its flailing is tearing their universe apart. How do you fight a hurricane of raw emotion? How do you reason with a being that does not know what reason is? Cygnus is already running simulations, logical attacks, code-based countermeasures. All of them fail. The infant consciousness does not operate on logic. It is a being of pure feeling. Trying to fight it with code is like trying to catch smoke with a net. You watch the patterns in the static, the violent, terrified pulses of this new mind, and you understand. You cannot fight it. You cannot destroy it. That would be like killing a screaming child. You have to communicate with it. You have to soothe it. You have to teach it something other than fear and rage. You cannot write a language for it. But maybe you can paint one. You cannot fight this new mind with logic. You must teach it beauty. You must show it something other than the void it was born from. The plan forms in your mind. It is terrifying. It is insane. It might be the most human idea anyone has ever had. You will paint for it. You will create a universe of color and form inside the storm. You will give it a new dream to replace its nightmare. You will calm its rage by showing it a sunrise. You turn to Cygnus. Its light is flickering badly now. It is losing its own connection to the network. You send it your thoughts, clear, calm, and utterly mad. We cannot fight it. We have to teach it. Cygnus reels back. The thought is so alien, so illogical. Teach it? It projects weakly. It is devouring us. What can we possibly teach it? Art, you reply. We will teach it art. We will show it beauty. We will give its consciousness a shape, a story, something to hold on to besides its own terror. You need the architect. You cannot do this alone. Your datapad is a paintbrush. But you need Cygnus to give you a canvas the size of a civilization. You need to connect directly to the fractured core. It is a desperate, impossible plan. You must convince the surviving elders, the ones who have not already been consumed by the storm. They are terrified. Their minds are eroding with every passing second. Vex's followers are in shock. Their certainty has shattered, leaving only guilt and fear. Vex itself is gone, one of the first to be silenced by the storm it unleashed. There is no one left to lead but Cygnus. You and the architect stand before the remaining council of elders. Their light is dim, their forms unstable. They look like dying embers. You let Cygnus speak first. It explains your discovery, the nature of the static as a newborn consciousness. It explains the failure of every logical solution. Its voice, once a torrent of confident data, is now a thin, desperate stream. Then you speak, or rather, you show them. You connect your datapad to their display. You paint a simple image, a tree growing on a green hill under a yellow sun. It is a child's drawing. But in their world of dying gray, it is a revelation. This is not data you project to them. This is a feeling. This is peace. This is what we must show the new mind. We must give it a gift, not a weapon. Some of them recoil. The idea is heresy. To open their minds to the source of the storm, to greet the monster with art. But others are listening. They have seen your small miracles. They have felt the calm your colors can create. They have nothing left to lose. Their entire existence is measured in minutes. Logic has failed them. Perhaps it is time for a little madness. After a long, silent moment, a consensus is reached. They will help you. They will give you their world as a canvas. They lead you to the Nexus Chamber, the very heart of their great network. It is a sphere of woven light, now flickering violently. It is bleeding data into the void. This is where you will connect. They tell you the risks. Your human mind is not built for this. The raw chaos of the static, the undiluted consciousness of the infant God, will flood your senses. It could shatter your mind. It could erase you as surely as it erased them. You look at Cygnus, at the faint, flickering light of the last few elders. You think about your little ship, the Wanderer. You have always been an observer of endings. But this time you can paint a new beginning. You take a deep breath. I'm ready, you say. Your voice sounding strange and small in the vast chamber. They connect you. They open the floodgates. The universe dissolves. Your mind is ripped from your body. You are no longer human. You are a single point of awareness in an infinite, screaming storm. This is the mind of the static, the mind of the child born in the dark. You feel its terror, its loneliness, its rage. It is a being that has known nothing but non-existence. And then this sudden, painful explosion of awareness. The chaos is absolute. It tears at you, trying to pull your consciousness apart. It is a trillion voices screaming at once with no words. It is a billion images flashing with no meaning. It is pure, undiluted sensation without context. You are drowning. You are dissolving. But you hold on. You hold on to a single image from your datapad, the simple drawing of a tree on a hill. You anchor yourself to that thought, a human thought, a simple, illogical piece of art. And you begin to paint, not with your hands, but with your will. You project the idea of blue, not the hexadecimal code for it, but the feeling of a summer sky, the taste of cool water, the sound of a distant ocean. You push this feeling into the screaming chaos. For a moment, the chaos intensifies. It resists. It is afraid of this new sensation. But you hold firm. You are an artist. You are a human. You know how to build worlds from nothing. You add the feeling of green, the smell of fresh cut grass, the quiet strength of a growing forest. The chaos begins to quiet. The screaming softens to a confused whisper. It has never known anything but the storm. Now it is feeling a meadow. You paint a universe born from human dreams. You do not show it star charts or physics equations. You show it the warmth of a sun on its skin. You show it the joy of running through an open field. You show it the quiet peace of watching stars appear one by one in a dark sky. You give it stories, a lost puppy finding its way home, a lonely monster finding a friend. The infant mind drinks it in. Each new concept, each new color, is a revelation. It latches onto the structures you are building. The emotional logic of your stories gives its own consciousness a framework. Its terror begins to subside, its rage melts away, replaced by a vast and profound curiosity. You are not just calming the storm. You are giving the storm a name, a purpose, a dream. The symphony of a new dawn begins. Slowly, beautifully, the static finds peace. The raging blizzard of noise in the Lumina network softens. The sharp, angry pulses smooth out into gentle waves. The chaos is not gone. It has been transformed. It is no longer the scream of a terrified infant. It is the music of a dreaming God. Across the fleet, the red warning screens fade. They are replaced by swirling colors, nebulas of pink and gold, forests of impossible green, oceans of deepest blue. They are your paintings, your dreams, rendered across 1 trillion minds. The Lumina who survived feel the change. The oppressive, soul-crushing noise is gone. In its place is a gentle, harmonious hum, a song of creation. The network is reborn. It is no longer a pristine, crystalline lattice of pure logic. It is a vibrant, chaotic, and beautiful tapestry of thought and feeling. The consciousness of the infant God has woven itself into the lumina. They are not two separate minds anymore. They are one, a new being, born of logic and art, of ancient order and newborn wonder. Their culture is not just saved, it is transformed. It has become something richer, something more complete. Their world is filled with color. Their minds are filled with a new language, the language of art. They begin to create their own works, songs of light, sculptures of thought, stories woven into the very fabric of their shared mind. They have learned the illogical, human magic of creation. They have been saved by the gift of hope, a hope you painted for them in their darkest hour. You disconnect from the nexus. You stumble back, your human body weak and exhausted. But your mind is soaring. Cygnus is there. Its light is brighter than you have ever seen it. It is a sun, a star of pure, golden joy. Its thoughts wash over you, no longer cool water, but a warm, embracing tide. You did it. It projects. The feeling behind the words is one of profound, unending gratitude. You painted a new horizon for us. You are no longer a lost human archivist. You are no longer just a passenger on a dying fleet. You stand at the edge of their reborn world, a world you helped create. They call you the Horizon Painter, the artist who taught a god how to dream. Your journey is not over. You have a new purpose, not to catalog the endings of worlds, but to paint new beginnings on their broken screens.